Well, hi y'all, this is Ginger with Ginger Snap Thrifting, and have I got a fun and unusual upcycle for y'all today. Now, do you remember a while back I thrifted that old fireplace screen at a yard sale? I paid $5 for this old fireplace screen. Well, wait until you see what we're gonna do with that, y'all. Well, this fireplace screen has got some real tight screen on it, and that's to keep embers from coming out. So we have to take that off. And I was thinking we'd have to take 10 snips or something. But my husband says he thinks I can take it off with this box cutter. So let's see if I can. Well, all right, that's gonna work, y'all. That's gonna work pretty easy. I don't like 10 snips. My grip, my span of my hand is not wide enough for the ones he has for his big hands. So we're gonna take this off and then we'll be back with you. So I wanna show y'all this awesome old tub. This tub was also at my son's house when he bought it. It was in the backyard. I don't know what they used it for. The bottom is rusting out. You see right there some grass coming through. But we are going to also be upcycling this tomorrow as we're upcycling that screen. We're getting ready to fill this tub up, and as you see, we've down in there you can see we layered the bottom with cardboard that will keep any weeds from coming up through the places where the metal has degraded. And then we filled it partially with some logs. This is a nod toward hugelkultur, which is the method of putting huge tree trunks and brush in a pile and then layering it with soil over it and then planting on top of that. And the idea is that the debris will break down over time and feed the plants on top. Well, most garden plants only need 12 to 18 inches for their roots, and I'm planning to put some kind of a vining crop in here. So I believe that we can fill the bottom of this with logs and then just layer the soil on top and still have plenty of area for the roots to grow. And with the added bonus that it will take less soil, which, as you know, if you do raised bed or container gardening, you have to purchase most of the time. Look what I rescued from the trash. No, not this gorgeous little dog of mine, but look at this. Look at this old tub. Now, why would somebody throw out something that awesome? It's still got its handles on it. Yeah, it's got a problem with the bottom, but wait until you see what I'm gonna do with it. Well, my husband put the old screen on these 2 fence posts that are right up against the back of this old tub. You can see here. He just used baling wire and wrapped it several times in, and you see these nubs will hold that wire. And so, of course, we cut off all the screen. See, I've got some little, let me see if I can see them. Right there's some little pricklies of the screen there, so I'll have to be careful, but I usually garden with gloves. So we're tied 4 places across here. This trellis is about 7 foot tall here, and we are fixing to plant some vining squash in this tub. We filled the tub. We set the tub on some cardboard to keep the weeds down, and then filled it with some combination of topsoil, compost, and vermiculite. And then we had this old chain link gate, big old tall gate in the back, just hanging around not doing anything. So we attached it to the old ugly fence, and I'm going to plant some Armenian cucumbers on this in a bit. Here's my tromboncinos that I planted in this old tub, and they have already started to grow. They're really taking off well. These are seedlings that I grew out on my porch. Tromboncino squash are pretty easy to find the seeds for, and I've got some pictures that I took off the internet to show y'all what they look like growing and fully matured, so that they're kind of orange looking. We've got our we've got our old screen up here. These kind of move. We might have to put stake in here to kind of firm them up. And I really don't think this is going to be tall enough for the tromboncinos. I really think they're going to grow up this, and they're probably going to lap over the back and dangle off the back some. And I may even have to net some of the fruits to keep them from breaking off. But anyway, I've got these pictures. I want to show y'all what these look like. Tromboncino squash are said to taste like zucchini when harvested young, and they're said to grow straight if they're grown on a trellis. Left to mature on the vine, they turn a yellow color and are said to taste like butternut squash and have a hard shell. Well, I've got my Armenian cucumbers planted in this bucket. You can see they're just little seedlings. I grew these myself, y'all. Aren't they cute? But anyway, as they grow, they will climb up this old gate, and they will probably meander pretty much to the top. I believe it's going to be high enough that that's as far as they'll go. And as they grow, I'll keep y'all abreast of how they're going. But I want to show y'all some pictures that I just took off the internet of Armenian cucumbers. I took these from like the Burpee site, from Amazon, from Rare Seeds, which is Baker Creek heirloom seeds. You can get them in a lot of places if you want to try your hand at growing Armenian cucumbers. So let me show y'all what they look like now. Actually, a melon, these resemble an English cucumber but grow much longer. They have a very small seed and do not require peeling to be eaten. Well, that's it for our video tonight, y'all. Y'all be sure to check back and see how those squash and cucumbers are filling up those trellises. We will have a thrift haul later this week, and later on in the month, we're going to have another unique upcycle item for the garden. And y'all remember, bloom where you're planted, be kind to others, and God will bless you. This is Ginger with Ginger Snap Thrifting.